Hi, I'm Shireen Smith of the Legally Branded Show, and today I'm going to discuss how to protect an idea for an app. Before you discuss your idea with developers, think about the legal dimension. Whatever the idea, it's important to develop the habit of being selective about who you reveal your ideas to during the very early stages before you've actually explored the possibilities. That's because the confidentiality is the only way to protect a mere idea. If you have an idea for an app, chances are the first thing you'll want to do is to find someone to develop it for you. I'd advise against discussing the idea with any developers, though, at such an early stage when you've got so much else to consider. You'll likely be keen to take action to get going with your project, but I'd suggest you interview a number of developers to understand would they be suitable for your project, for example, without actually telling them about your idea. I'd say have a different idea to discuss with developers so that you're not hampered by the need to have non-disclosure and confidentiality agreements. Find out about their past experience developing apps, whether they've got testimonials or client references, how they charge, and so on. Look at their legal agreements, and if they don't have one, that might mean that they're actually very, very early stage businesses and may not necessarily have the experience and skills that you need to get the project off the ground. Every business should have terms of business, so take the opportunity to read through their agreements and proposals. Do you understand everything? Will you get the rights you need? Are they open to negotiation on important points, such as copyright ownership? Now, the law says that buyer beware. In other words, it's up to you to look out and make sure that the agreement with the developer protects you. If they have no written agreement, then the law automatically gives them the copyright in the app because they're the creators of it. So you're the one who loses out by not having an agreement, and you're the one who needs to make sure there is a suitable agreement in place with them before you contract to use them. I can't stress the importance of that agreement enough. Reserve discussions about your actual project for the few you decide are actually worth getting quotes from. Like that, you avoid the need for NDAs every time you want to talk to someone. And you can get to keep your idea secret while you're critically assessing it. Yet, you're still taking action towards implementing your idea. Confidentiality is the very first intellectual property right to bear in mind. It's often overlooked, but it's so important as a way to protect you while you decide how to actually get the idea off the ground, what to do. Contrary to popular belief, it will rarely be relevant to consider patents when it comes to an app. The legal protection of apps is primarily through copyright. It's highly unlikely that an app will involve an invention that could be patentable. People often assume that patents are going to be available and relevant for an app, but that's just not the case. If app ideas could be patented, it would mean that magic cabs that I mentioned, who initially had the idea for an Uber-like taxi service, would have been able to lock down the idea with a patent, thereby preventing anyone else from developing a similar offering. That's what people often wish intellectual property would give them. However, when they find out the limitations and that IP isn't going to stop somebody else competing with them, they're often disappointed in IP and may even turn their backs on intellectual property. What a mistake that is. IP is extremely important, even if it doesn't provide you with a monopoly right over an idea. It's what protects a business. Every idea will involve different intellectual property considerations. Some will highlight design protection. Others may involve a patent protection, and yet others will involve copyright. All concepts provide an opportunity to develop a brand. So the way to protect an idea for an app is to keep it confidential initially when discussing the idea with people like developers. Use a good legal agreement with the developer that you choose, and make sure you secure copyright from the developer in writing before you commit to engage their services. Otherwise, you will not own the copyright in the app. You will simply have a right to use it, and the developer will be the one who has the rights to exploit it. Then, once the app is developed, there are a range of actions that you can take, decisions involving legal protections, which you might want to obtain. For example, you could register designs of the visual features of your app, or you could choose a legally effective and legally available name for the app, which you then register as a trademark. Note that you risk creating a liability for your business rather than an asset if you don't check out the name properly. Google research is just not enough. I've created a course specifically for anyone developing a new idea, be it for a new business or a new project within an existing business. There, I explain how to protect your copyright, provide a template which is very easy to use, a process and checklists, and show you how to do trademark searches, and all the guidance you need when developing ideas is there, including on how to choose a name that will protect your market share and revenues. So go to ShireenSmith.com and scroll the home page to find my courses listed.